what's goody? It's your man's Weaponized EX back again with another video. So today, here we are. We're here. Call of Duty, Cold Sweat, Cold War, Black Ops Cold War. And, so today's video, it's just going to be a little bit of M4 gameplay. Managed to pull off some pretty good games before, just in between the skill-based matchmaking, clapping back at me for going off on people and whatnot. And, we're kind of just going to be talking about the state of the game today, just kind of where it's at, talking about a few of the major issues that people are having with it, and, just where the game's at. And, if you're out there and you haven't played it yet, and you're kind of wondering, hey, should I go ahead and get it? Should I wait a little bit? Like what's going on with it? I'll hopefully be able to answer that question for you in this video. So like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for me once time. And let's go ahead and get into it. So first, the class, honestly, so it's like a mid-tier M4 class. It's nothing super special. It's got the default, I'm definitely using Gunfighter, and it has the default foregrip, suppressor, takedown barrel, milsap, I think that's what it's called, reflex sight, with a little frowny face on there. And then I've got like a fast draw handle. I got the stock that like raises. It's like one of the first stocks you unlock. It like raises your movement speed, and I've got like a laser on there. So I have all 8 attachments, but they're not super high tier because at this point when I was doing this gameplay, I hadn't actually unlocked everything for the M4, so it's like a mid-tier loadout. But biggest thing to hop into, first of all, this is the hot topic. This is the thing everybody's talking about: SBMM, skill-based matchmaking. So it's pissing a lot of people off, myself included. And that being said, I've been having fun with it, honestly. Me, I'm kind of weird. I like sweating every game. I like playing against better and better players, because I've matched up against some pretty good players, just because my KD is a little bit higher maybe than the average player. So I've matched up with like, Nick Mercs. I've matched up against like Marksman and like some other YouTubers. And to me, that's pretty cool to see that, the game thinks you're close to these guys' level. If it's putting you in the obvious, which is, to me, that's pretty cool. But to be honest, the skill-based matchmaking stuff, they gotta quit with that. It's gotta go, because I know a lot of people are like, okay, hey, you guys are so sweaty, you guys want to run around and bully noobs and drop nukes on people and do all this crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you guys get a taste of your own medicine and play some actual good players? I thought you guys like competition. Like, isn't that what this is about? So it's yes and no. So if you want to compete and play against really good players, there should be a playlist for that where you are rewarded for doing that. You are rewarded for putting in that much work and effort. That is hard work, and that is a lot of effort it takes to play at a high level against good players. I don't care what anybody says. You can burn a lot of calories doing that. So right now, we are forced to do that every single game, no matter what game mode it is, and we get nothing for it right now. There is no ranking system. There is no clout. There is no, maybe if you get a certain rank, or you do a certain achievement or something, maybe you get some COD points for having a certain rank or for beating certain players or something like that. You don't get anything for it, And I think that is a reflection of Activision's stance just on good players. Activision doesn't like good players. I've said it before on this channel, I'll say it again. They do not like good players. They don't want players going off. And personally, I wouldn't be so against skill-based matchmaking. One, if a lot of people, because myself, I'm kind of fine with it. I'm having a good time with it, but a lot of people in the community are not. Okay, a lot more people than you would think. But there's a lot of players with different skill levels. They can't party up anymore because everybody's skill-based matchmaking is different. So your one friend who doesn't play as much just hops on and gets destroyed every time he plays with you because you're pulling high-ranked lobbies. Or you got people who are really good who just play with their friends who are bad, so they can get noob lobbies. You got all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and really, it's not fun for anybody. The random lobbies were better, honestly. Realistically, you got a lot of players who, they can't even notice themselves getting better because they're just constantly having to sweat. Because as soon as they start having a couple good games, and this is where my real issue is, either they start matching up against people who they honestly have no business playing against, or they just get a bunch of bad players on their team. I've had that happen. I had one night I was averaging like a 3.0 KD, and all of a sudden it's like I started having games I was literally dropping like 30, 40 kills, and no one on my team had above like 15 kills. You know, like it's like the better you get at this game, they just start putting bad teammates on the team. And it's like if they would just be straight up about what they're trying to do, I wouldn't be as mad. But the fact that you're like, well, we're just trying to have, you know, a protected bracket for players who are a little bit newer. No, you just kind of crap on good players. That's it. Because as soon as you start having good games, they start putting people who are way out of your skill level on your team. They want to slow you down. They want you having bad games again. They want to bring you back down to the average because they want to control the player base. They want to control the experience. So they want to start trying to control players. That's a bad direction to go in the game. I'm gonna say that right now. Bad direction to go in. So for me, skill-based matchmaking. That's my take on it. A lot of people are ticked off about it. A lot of people are using exploits and doing a bunch of weird stuff to get around it. So to me, it's just not a good decision. It's creating like a cluster in the community, and it's just, you know, they got to do something about that. I think they should just take it out, me personally. So moving on to the next big issue. One of the big issues has been like the optimization and the polish of the game. So I'm playing on PlayStation 4 right now just because I haven't been able to find the PlayStation 5 yet. I'm not paying these scalpers with $1,000 for it. They can forget that. You know, I think it runs fine on PS4. I definitely have noticed some glitchiness. You know, some lobbies falling apart here and there. It hasn't bricked my system though. Apparently, it's been bricking PS5s and bricking like Xbox Series X's. So that's a problem. That's actually a big problem. Like optimization wise, and here's why I understand how it could be so bad. Because if you think about what they tried to do, they were developing this game. I mean, with all kinds of stuff, with COVID going on, with all kinds of stuff going on, and they were trying to optimize it to be for the new console generation and backwards compatible and cross-platform for PC. They had a really tall like order to fill. They had a lot on their plate, and I really think this whole one COD every 2 years thing is starting to hurt the franchise because they really needed an extra year with this game. I mean, I think they did a great job considering what they had to do, but I really feel like they needed an extra year to develop this game. I think that would have really helped them. I think the community would have really liked it. Maybe it would have gave them some time to kind of rethink this SBMM thing. Like, even just from an optimization standpoint, the game, a lot of people complain it looks cartoony compared to Modern Warfare. The guns don't sound as good. A lot of the animations aren't as good. And I can see that. To me, I'm more so focused on the actual gameplay aspect. So to me, hey, the maps play better. The gunplay is better, faster paced. This feels more like a traditional kind of arcadey Call of Duty. So, you know, the score streak system's a little weird, yeah, but, you know, to me, that's the kind of thing that I enjoy. So I've been enjoying it. But a lot of people just haven't been, just because, you know, they're like, this is supposed to be a new game. It's supposed to be, you know, an exciting, new, flashy looking Call of Duty game. It's just not, you know. So I can understand how this was extremely difficult to do what they did, but still, it's like you want it, especially for the first one on the next console generation, you want it to kind of pop, and you want it to kind of look a little bit better. So I haven't played on PS5 yet. I've seen some people and talked to people who played on PS5. They say the game looks fine, but it's still just not what they thought it would be. So that I can kind of see it both ways. I understand how it happened, and I can kind of cut them some slack on it because what they were trying to do was extremely difficult. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, okay, it's a AAA title. Like, you kind of want to step it up a little bit there. So as far as content, so a lot of people have been like, oh, well, the game hasn't launched with enough maps. So there's not really a lot of maps. There's not really a lot going on in the game right now. And to me, I understand the complaints about that, but I mean, for the past like what, 4 or 5 years, what AAA shooter has really launched with a bunch of content? I mean, what Call of Duty has really launched with a bunch of content? Because what they've been doing with this whole Battle Pass system, they put the game out basically with almost, seems like more than half the content missing, and they just added on through the Battle Passes, you know? Basically just to see if they can make some extra money, and I guess they have to justify all that extra, because these games have a ton of content in them now. So to be fair, I guess they feel, hey, you know, we're going to have all this content in the game, we got to get a little bit more than that 60, and we got to be kind of, you know, slick about how we get that extra 60, because if people start paying $100 for games out here, we're going to get some blowback. So I kind of understand where they're coming from with that, but, you know, I would just like to see them put a little bit more in there at launch. You know what I'm saying? Just put a little bit more in there, but the game's still launched. Zombies is great. The campaign is amazing as usual. I mean, I love Call of Duty campaigns. I think they're awesome. I still got to finish the campaign, actually. But, you know, yeah, I think it's you know, I've been enjoying the game. And then to wrap things up, honestly, would I get it right now? If you haven't played it, if you're just a super big Call of Duty fan, then I think you can have some fun with it. But honestly, I would give it some time. I would give them some time to kind of get control of the situation and get a few things kind of settled within the game itself. But I think the game has a lot of potential, and if they go in the right direction with it, I can see some really cool things happening with this game. But you know, we'll see. I mean, we haven't even had season 1 yet, so I'm really gonna have to wait and see for that. But gonna have some more videos and content coming your guys' way. That's gonna do it for this video. It's your man's Weaponized EX. I'm out.